management accountant. The founder of Emergence Education, a vibrant higher education solutions provider representing over 100 universities globally, is actively involved in developing transnational education partnerships, which has resulted in numerous pioneering opportunities for AIBS. He's a member of the International Education Association of Australia and NAMSA and the Association of International Educators in the USA. Please welcome Hiran de Silva.
I said in 2016 or maybe a little earlier, my father had this idea because I was pursuing developing, as Savitri said, our associate institution which is helping students to transcend national boundaries and go overseas for their education. And one day he told me, how many people within Sri Lanka can go overseas? Do you have an alternative? Do you have an opportunity for Sri Lankan students to secure some of those qualifications right here in Sri Lanka? So I told him, yes, that's quite possible, but we need to work hard to convince some of the universities, awarding bodies, globally recognized awarding bodies to come out to Sri Lanka. And I made a promise that we'll work on it and we will do something about it. And with that thought, I started working, but unfortunately my late father was not able to see what happened in 2018 when we kicked off Asian Institute of Business and Science. When we got the team together, including my current chairperson, Mrs. Nanekara, we wanted to develop 3 key ingredients or attributes that will make us a successful institution as we grow. The first one was to have a very good vision and a business philosophy that will not change day by day. Second one was to inculcate some values, good practices, ethical work in our institution. And thirdly, of course, leadership, good governance. So we have modeled AIBS on these 3 basic but very important ingredients, and I'll try to deal with each of those 3. So the first one is the vision that we have. We call it within our organization the 6 pillars. So we pivot our vision and business philosophy on 6 pillars. And what are they? I mean, broadly, we want to deliver affordable, internationally accredited qualifications. Second one, develop partnerships with international organizations so that we can leverage on their skills, leverage on their brand, upskill our own team members, our academics, etc. Then we want to have a suite of qualifications that will provide good employment to our graduates. And then even also if they want to progress overseas, that will be recognized, these qualifications will be recognized. And of course, our ultimate objective is to become a center of excellence. So you will see 2 of these pillars, I have colored them in yellow. And those are the key attributes of good transnational education opportunities. Internationally recognized qualifications and working with partners. That's exactly what we have done, which is what I'm going to talk a little more in detail as we go along. The second ingredient that I spoke of was our core values. Yes, we do have very good values that we have developed. It applies to all our stakeholders. The first one is commitment, our dedication to meeting the needs of the communities. Second one, to respect everyone, our students, all our stakeholders, and the various communities again that we serve. Third one is the excellence. We want to make AIBS a center of excellence, and I believe the entire team we have today, one of their key drivers is to achieve excellence in whatever we do. Fourth is the accountability and integrity. I don't have to say what that is. Today we yearn to have people who are accountable, people with integrity to serve ourselves and serve our communities. And finally, the diversity. We have no color bar, we have no religious bar. We will support, we will deliver, we will employ people from all walks of lives. So we've developed a small mnemonic called CREED. The 5 letters adds up to a mnemonic called CREED, and that's ingrained in our day-to-day life at AIBS. In fact, when we employ new team members, part of the orientation is to give them this importance of core values to create. The third ingredient, as I said, was the governance and the leadership. And we put together people from an academic background, people who have been in academia, lecturing, senior people from the universities, both locally and internationally. I was fortunate to have Ms. Nanak Kaur to mentor me. Many of you know her background, being the first woman banker in the country, or somebody who headed one of the largest banks and fought her ways among the male competitors. And she brings in huge strength to our team, to me, in terms of inculcating good governance and leadership strategies. And we have identified resource persons or board of governors who can add value to our resource teams. And you can see a fairly diverse group of people here. And we will continue to expand as we expand our portfolio of offerings. So as I said, in 2018, as Savitri said as well, we started in a very small location and with very humble beginnings. So that was in February of 2018 when we incorporated the company, and we started our teaching journey in June, July of the same year. And the first base qualification, I reached out to Mr. Surya Bibide and Pramila Balraj, and I said I would like to see the possibility of becoming a Pearson accredited center, the so-called BTech center, and that's how we kicked off. So by July, we started offering our first program, the BTech HND in applied biology. Today we have used that as our base qualification. We've used that as a primary stream to become, as Savitri said, a very science-centric academic institution. We moved on. We wanted to develop more and more partnerships and get accreditations, because our end goal was to develop a very functional, a true transnational education provider to Sri Lankan students, and of course we plan to open it up to regional students as well. So by May 2020, soon after the pandemic, I wasn't very convinced at the time whether there was any opportunity for new programs, but I took a risk, and we pioneered the Ontario Secondary School Diploma here in Sri Lanka. And hardly anybody knew what that qualification was. That's the A-level equivalent in the whole of Canada. And today, Ontario Secondary School Diploma, commonly known as the OSSD, is one of the most sought after fast-track A-level equivalent qualifications delivered here. And we produce close to 100 students a year. So, we continued the journey. By February 2021, we also started working with another awarding body in the UK, National Computing Centre. It's called NCC Education. And we are currently delivering a pre-university program, which again is accepted directly into year one by some of the UK universities, and it's beginning to gain its acceptance among Australian universities as well. Our relationship with HU started around the same time. I visited Professor Talbot and his team in the UK, and we wanted to start an engagement, start a dialogue as to how our Pearson HND students can progress to complete an internationally accredited degree. And that discussion led to the first stage of our agreement, was an articulation agreement where we agreed to transfer our students who have completed the BTech High National Diploma to HU University for their final year completion. I mean, that opportunity is still there. We see some students going, but obviously with the impact of the economic downturn, the ability for parents to send students overseas became a much bigger challenge. And then I went back again to HU and convinced them to allow us to deliver or complete degree programs here. And we signed that agreement in September of 2023. Today I'm proud to say we have been very successful. We've really grown this transnational education model to a true transnational education provider status. And I'll explain to you why I call it a true transnational education provider. This is not merely delivering a qualification here, not a delivery center, it goes beyond that. And this is where we are. If you saw the first pillar in our vision and business philosophy, work with transnational education providers, partner universities, and that's where we are. Thanks to Professor Talbot and his team, we are now fully representative of HU University right here in Sri Lanka. So what do we offer? So under our TNE qualifications, we offer a number of qualifications at different levels. So we have the pre-university programs where I think a number of parents are now looking at fast-tracking their children's education, looking for international qualifications which can be leveraged on so that they can progress to a university of their choice. So the first one is, as I said, our partnership with the Rosedale International High School in Canada to deliver the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, which is awarded by the Ontario Ministry of Education. Very intense program, but we completed in 12 months. And this qualification can take you to literally all universities. The Russell Group universities, the top tier group of 8, and U15 in Canada, all these universities accept the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. The second one is the NCC Education Diploma, Level 3 Diploma, which is gaining in popularity. And then we also developed a unique foundation program called the Australian Foundation Year, which is accredited by a number of higher education institutions in Australia, including brands like Latrobe College, Eton College, Griffith College, etc. Then we went into, then I'm showcasing you the post-secondary qualifications. So anybody with A-levels or the ones who have completed the pre-university programs can study the degree programs that we have here. So we have 7 degree programs which we are delivering with the support of HU University. 3 are in science, biomedical science, biotechnology and genetics. Then we have 2 in business and 2 in software engineering. Yesterday we had discussed with Professor Talbot to see how we can expand the offerings and widen our portfolio. And that will continue to happen. We will also look at offering postgraduate programs for Sri Lankan students right here in Sri Lanka. The BTEC HND continues to be our base qualification, and thanks to the support of the country team here, we continue to grow the Pearson patronage, the Pearson number of students, and the seamless progression that Pearson offers into a degree, specifically a British degree, helps us very much. Then we also have developed two true pathway programs. These are primarily at the moment with Australian universities. So we have a pathway to Deakin University, which is a very popular university, as you all know. And this is, the students are able to study the first year here and transfer to the Bachelor of Business Analytics and Bachelor of Commerce at DK. So we have a similar arrangement with University of Tasmania, where the students can transfer to Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Economics, and Business Administration. So these are the true transnational qualifications or programs that we currently offer at AIBS, and this will continue to grow, and we will have many more pathways, not only to Australia. We are also looking at developing some pathways to Canadian universities. So as I said, I tend to say that we go beyond just a delivery of a qualification. Why do I say that? In transnational education opportunities, obviously the first significant or quantifiable advantage is on the financial side. So we are able to literally offer, if somebody were to go overseas and study, you will have a general idea what it will cost. And I believe the local completion cost will be approximately 10%. So there is a significant financial benefit for the student, and obviously the parents can afford that. The access to other skills, the technology, this is another key factor, because if we were to deliver a qualification, if we were to go and get, let's say, the Ministry of Higher Education approval for delivering a degree or a certificate from TVEC, then we'll have to develop our technology platforms, or we'll have to buy technology platforms, the learning management systems. Now, then we have to conduct exams. So today, in an environment where we might have students from Kandy, Gaul, and we need to be able to get them synchronized and take up the exams at the same time, concurrent examination. So you need technology. And the advantage of a transnational education partnership is that our awarding bodies and our university partners or education partners already got that technology. So they will allow us to use it. Both our academics and our students can seamlessly get into that technology platform and make good use of it. I mean, that also gives them the ability to monitor their own progress. Most of the learning management systems that we currently use track the students' progress, and that is a very important element. And this is an element that we are able to bring on board. The other most important one is the global accreditation. As I said, we don't have our own qualifications. Maybe we have one program which we have developed and got it accredited by higher education institutions in Australia, but all the others are awarded by globally regulated, globally accredited qualifications. So for example, if you take the Pearson qualification, an NCC qualification, they are regulated in the UK by Ofqual. Ofqual is a tertiary level regulator. Then if you take the university, Edge Hill, and for that matter, all universities are regulated by Office for Students, OFS. So we don't have to go chasing after regulators and get approval. We've got the qualification awarding body being regulated already in a very mature market. That's what we bring to the table. So similarly, our pre-university programs, the Ontario Secondary School Diploma is regulated. And that particular awarding body, which is a joint award between the school and the ministry, even the school is regulated by the ministry. So you are rest assured, it's a comforting factor for you to note that the qualifications that we award or we deliver and awarded by these international bodies are completely regulated in their respective jurisdictions. So that's a unique feature that we bring in our delivery of transnational education. Additionally, we get the benefit, as I said, of our own skills being developed. Sometimes it's a certification process. Example, our teaching faculty of the Ontario Secondary School Diploma first needs to be certified to deliver a Canadian curriculum. So they need to sit an exam and pass that test and be certified first. Then only they can start teaching the kids here. And Ontario